Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Those sound like back-to-back fun stops for an afternoon. The North Point Lighthouse Museum, Pabst Mansion, another beautiful historic building just west of Marquette's campus. The Racine Art Museum, St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Stroll around, check out the art there. Sculpture Milwaukee, again, like the Linden Sculpture Garden. It will be warmer. Just bundle up and you can stroll up and down Wisconsin Avenue, enjoy public art outdoors. The Catacombs of Neto, Las Catacumbas de Neto, is an art exhibit that I have just discovered and I'm curious about. The Villa Terrace Decorative Arts Museum, the War Memorial Center, also Waukesha County Historical Society Museum, the Wisconsin Black Historical Society Museum, and the Wisconsin Museum of Quilts and Fiber Arts. So museum days, no excuse not to check some of those off your list for free or at a good discount. Visit Milwaukee.org. Again, they have that good interactive map and easy to sort and see where maybe you haven't been in a while. And the amount of history and collections and the attention and detail devoted to preserve our culture really is impressive. And whether you just stop in, because I'm one of those people, I feel like I got to see every single piece of artwork on the wall, which drives some of my friends and my boyfriend crazy because I just want to get immersed. Or you can just stop in and see a couple of your favorites or stop at what's eye-catching. However you like to stroll and do your museum, grab a friend, grab your family or the young one in your life, and check out Milwaukee Museum Days, January 23rd through February 2nd. And I'm already plotting some interviews for next week to help us get to know some of the museums better, maybe a favorite and a discovery about maybe something you didn't know about the Milwaukee Art Museum, or a museum that's completely new to you, like the Cedarburg Art Museum. Visit Milwaukee's Milwaukee Museum Days, January 23rd through February 2nd. Making the most of our city. A famous actor from the movie Fargo is at the Pfister tomorrow. He's going to tempt you with a whiskey tasting and a surprising Wisconsin connection to the haunting wood chipper scene in Fargo. Find out next. But right now, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here's Sean Brinda.
Thanks, Sandy. Felony charges have been filed in Milwaukee's Christmas Day double homicide. 19-year-old Quintaris Morris and 18-year-old Jeremiah Taylor each face 2 counts of first-degree reckless homicide for shooting 2 teens in a car near 37th and Scott on Milwaukee's southwest side. 15-year-old Ezekiel Rivera died at the scene. 18-year-old Naya Vasquez died in the hospital. Morris has been arrested, but police are still looking for Taylor. You can see his photo on our website, WTMJ.com, making it easier to be removed from the ballot. Republican lawmakers are proposing a state law change to allow candidates to remove their names, since the only way to do so under current state law is for a certified candidate to die. The proposal stems from issues on the November 2024 ballot after independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. dropped out of the presidential race but remained on Wisconsin's ballot. Under the proposal, a candidate could withdraw their candidacy by submitting a sworn statement to the Wisconsin Elections Commission and paying a nominal fee. The law change would need support of the legislature and the governor. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. That incident at Wisconsin 145 North is closed at Bradley Road and Leon Road because of a fire. Emergency crews are out there right now taking out the fire as we speak. Other than that, the roads are looking clear in Milwaukee at this time, so be sure to be safe on the roads in those cold conditions. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. The cold weather advisory is in effect until midnight for Ozaukee, Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Walworth, Dodge, Waukesha, Jefferson, Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee counties. Tonight we'll see some increasing cloud coverage and it'll be breezy and low with a low of 2 degrees below zero. Wednesday will be light snow likely with less than 1 inch of accumulation possible and a high of 22 degrees. Thursday will be partly cloudy with a high of 21 degrees. Friday will be partly cloudy with a high of 22 degrees. And Saturday will be mostly cloudy with a chance of flurries and a high of 32 degrees. Right now in Green Bay, it's 2 below zero. In Waukesha, it's 4 below zero. And in Milwaukee, it's 0 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:32.
If you want to add a unique and stunning feature to your home, decorative art glass can be used in a variety of ways to really increase its wow factor. Think of adding a wonderful work of stained glass art to some of your exterior windows, foyer, or front door entry. We can make sure the measurements fit spot on, and you don't even have to replace the glass. You can just add the art glass over the top. It will add some real ambiance that changes as the sun moves throughout the day. And a paint of protection too, which never hurts. Our decorative glass artists are delightful to work with, and they just might give you some ideas that you love, but never even thought of. There's so much of the same out there. Adding a customized work of stained glass art to one or more of your home's windows can really set it apart. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food. That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through March 1st, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has donated over $890,000, providing more than 2.6 million meals to people across southeast Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Trained Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
You're listening to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And do you recognize that music? Believe it or not, I don't know that I would have if I didn't know. This is music from the film Fargo. It's the very, very beginning when they're driving through all the snow. The 1996 movie starring William H. Macy as a car salesman who gets himself into a whole heap of trouble by trying to stage his wife's kidnapping as a way to get out of debt. I highly recommend revisiting seeing it, and you've got a chance to do that in just a couple of weeks on the big screen. But first, tomorrow night, you have a chance to hang out with William H. Macy, the actor who played Mr. Lundegaard, who was trying to get himself out of that debt. William H. Macy, turns out, is a whiskey enthusiast on top of being an actor in Fargo and Shameless and so many other amusing and interesting screen events. And William H. Macy now lives in Colorado and has partnered with Woody Creek Distillery and serves as their spirited spokesdude. And he is stopping at the Pfister tomorrow night for an intimate evening, a distinctive 4-course meal from executive chef Mark Weber. And William H. Macy will share stories about his career, along with what it's like to live in Colorado and the art of crafting exceptional spirits. Oh, a little snifter sounds good on a chilly night. I see it's -1 right now, Milwaukee. A little snifter sounds good. There will be bottle signings. It's just I think it's a unique opportunity. And this one kind of flew under the radar. And I've been reaching out. I would say call the Pfister if you want to be part of this 4-course meal and whiskey tasting with William H. Macy, because I had the online event up on my computer earlier this afternoon, but now it's gone. So I don't know if it's sold out. But if you want to get in on it, call the Pfister. And speaking of Fargo, I made a funny discovery.
Ma'am, I answered your question.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. That is William H. Macy from Fargo, but you didn't answer the question. There's a Wisconsin connection to the wood chipper scene in Fargo, so bear with me. There was a funny song called Fish Fry Friday that I discovered a couple months ago. And I interviewed the musical duo of Dieter and Joey, who sang the song Fish Fry Friday. They also sing a song that's a tribute to Bacon. Well, Dieter and Joey are based in Lake Geneva, and Dieter Sturm, his specialty is special effects, and especially biodegradable fake snow, which he won an Academy Award for. Jamie Lee Curtis handed it to him and everything. Well, Dieter and his wife work together in the film industry and have for decades. And I asked Dieter Sturm about, hey, what are some memorable films that you've worked on?
One of my favorites was Fargo, the original Fargo movie. You betcha. And
there was a lot of snow in that movie.
Yeah, half the snow in that movie was actually man-made. My wife Yvonne, she's famous and notorious for being the one that actually made all the guts coming out of the wood chipper. That was a very famous time in cinema history.
It sure is. It was shocking and still quite haunting. But Fargo, so I had really enjoyed, if you ever get a chance, go back to the What's on Tap podcast, Dieter and Joey. That was an hour of an amazing conversation because Dieter Sturm has done so much, from creating snow for Fargo. Think about how much snow was in the movie Fargo. And he's also blown up bratwurst on David Letterman. He's written a screenplay about snow sharks. There was a lot to enjoy in the Dieter and Joey podcast on What's on Tap. You can actually text the word tap to the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and text line 855-616-1620. Text the word tap will send you the link to the podcast page and you can scroll and check it out there. But I was so entertained that we have these talented people right here in Wisconsin that have had these fun experiences. And if you're saying, all right, now you got me wanting to see the movie again, you can see Fargo soon on the big screen, February 13th at the Oriental Theater. Milwaukee Film, they do some series where the staff of Milwaukee Film get to pick some of their favorite movies to show at the Oriental. And Fargo is going to be on the big screen February 13th. Kind of a demented date night or just a retro. Gosh, 1996. We're about to celebrate an anniversary of that film next year. Fargo on the big screen, William H. Macy at the Pfister tomorrow night. Lots of fun happening. Elvis fans, a special guest is next. Elvis tribute artist Taylor Rodriguez to tell us about his role in Back in the Building at the Fireside Theater. That's next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Looking for the most popular answer. What's the worst thing about Wisconsin winters? Gina Della from Pella.
Finding a sitter when snow closes school. Yay! It's the time of the year when we just want to be all warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Burning Love from Elvis Presley, a song to warm us up on this cold evening. 1 below right now in Milwaukee. It will warm up tomorrow. Going to get near the 20s. Also a song to get you in the mood to go see a very fun show at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson. Back in the building is an Elvis tribute show, and joining me on the WTMJ hotline, I welcome Elvis tribute artist Taylor Rodriguez. Taylor, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's a little cold here, but I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Makes your hips shake, makes your hips swivel. You got to keep moving to keep warm, right?
Oh, you ain't lying. Oh yeah, my leg is shaking 100 miles an hour right now.
Taylor, as I understand, because it was fun to see on the Fireside Theater, they posted on Facebook that you're going to join me here on WTMJ, and the flood of comments about how great you are, and also that you look great in the black leather.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
I think
you had to say that.
I think that black leather outfit from the comeback special would certainly keep you warm.
Oh, yeah. I think the audience members have a lot of fun, especially when we come out with the 68 comeback special, wearing that all black leather. I mean, of course, no one could wear it better than Elvis. Let's just set that straight. But I try my best as much as I can.
Taylor, tell us about Back in the Building, an Elvis tribute. Tell us about the show. What exactly is it about?
Yeah, so we basically take you on a musical journey through Elvis's life and his career. Us being tribute artists, what we like to do is we pay tribute to obviously the greatest, in our eyes, the greatest icon that ever lived, which is Elvis Aaron Presley. I mean, he was just a complete genius when it comes to music. I mean, he was just so unique, and so we take you through all of those eras of Elvis, all the way from the 1950s when he first began in the year 1954, all the way up to 1977 and to his passing. And it's basically a story about how, you never know who is behind the suit, right? You never, because a lot of people, they always go, oh man, it's Elvis on stage, but actually we're not Elvis, we're just a tribute artist. And so it's more so just about the music and about sharing, who Elvis really was, and really trying to spread that love and joy and that music to the next generation and the next. That's what our goal is. And this show basically, it gives you all the way, like I said, from the 1950s, so that raw, rock and roll that just come out that nobody really kind of expected in the 1950s. And then we also go into the movie era, which is really fun. And we have a little special guest that makes an appearance, Miss Anne Margaret, and she makes an appearance, and it's so much fun. And then we also go into the second act of the show, where we have the 68 comeback special, which is Elvis in that black leather coming out and, just really engaging with the audiences. And then we also touch on the jumpsuit era as well. And usually every night it's kind of a different jumpsuit. So we definitely have a lot of fun.
That's great. I was just going to ask you, as you cover these decades, how many other Elvis tribute artists are there, and what costume changes do we get to see you in other than the black leather?
Yeah. So there are this cast is a total of three different. We call them Elvi for plural. So I am the 50s. So you'll see me in the gold lame, which is kind of Elvis's iconic look in the 1950s. That gold lame jacket with the beautiful rhinestones and everything sparkling away in the light. And I also am in the black leather as well. So I play the 68 comeback special. And then you'll also get to see some movie outfits. You'll also get to see the iconic If I Can Dream white suit that Elvis kind of wore in protest when, the civil rights back in 1968 was happening. And then we also, like I said, our other Elvi, if you will. Travis Powell, he's also in the American Aloha from Hawaii jumpsuit. So it's there's a lot of different costume changes, so I'm sure the audience will never get bored.
This sounds like a fantastic night. Back in the Building, an Elvis tribute at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, all the way through February 23rd. This sounds like it must be a joy for you. It's got to be an incredible amount of work to get all the nuances of Elvis Presley, but this has to be a joy. How did you fall in love with Elvis and go, I want to channel him and keep his legacy going?
Yeah, so it all started when I was about 6 years old, and my aunt back home in Virginia, she used to babysit me when my parents were working, and she would just play Elvis music nonstop. I would listen to, Blue Suede Shoes and Shake, Rattle, and Roll, and just a couple different songs, and then YouTube was actually just coming out at that time, and so I started looking up, Elvis videos, and she would put on some different VHS tapes of Elvis movies and stuff that she had, and so Elvis just became somebody that I just kind of idolized. I was like, man, that guy, like, there's something about him. It's something about Elvis that just attracted me to watch him on that TV and go, you know what? I want to be like him when I grow up. And so when I was about 9 years old, I got a little Halloween costume made of a little jumpsuit, and my dad had hand sewn all the little teeny stars and rhinestones on the suit, and I was Elvis for Halloween. And people started going, oh my gosh, we want you for this wedding, we want you for this, we want you for this. And I just started. I mean, I did not sound good at all when I first began.
But you looked good. I'm so charmed that your dad was sewing your costume together and that your aunt inspired you. It's so sweet.
Yeah. My parents definitely supported me from the very beginning, and I just started to sing, and I kind of taught myself how to sing, and really kind of just watch Elvis, all these certain moves that he did and everything else. I watched every little detail I could to try to be like Elvis. That's who I wanted to be. So, and here I am today.
Wow. And Taylor Rodriguez in the Back in the Building show, an Elvis tribute show, but to go from 6 years old to 9 years old at Halloween to be the 2019 Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist Champion by Elvis Presley Enterprises, to win that grand prize. Yes. I still say congratulations 6 years later. That's massive to have been there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was
one of the greatest honors of my life.
I'll bet. Well, I love that you're moving and shaking. I am going to make my way to the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson before February 23rd. I've got to see this. You have to understand, this is what you don't know about me. I used to throw birthday parties for Elvis every year, and my boyfriend had a complete Elvis shrine in his basement. So we are really big Elvis fans. So this could be a date night for us. So looking forward to seeing you on stage at the Fireside Theater as part of Back in the Building, an Elvis tribute show. And we've asked Taylor to choose the song you need to hear. I think it should be a surprise. Think out there what song you think Taylor Rodriguez would choose for the perfect song you need to hear. And that would be next. Taylor, I will say, break a hip? Break a leg? How do you wish an Elvis tribute artist to have a great time on stage? I hesitate to say anything like that.
Well, you know what? We're in the theater, so we're always going to stick to break a leg. That's the way we do it.
Thank you so much, Taylor Rodriguez, Elvis tribute artist extraordinaire, in Back in the Building at Fireside Theater. Thanks so much, and stay warm.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Perfect. The song you need to hear is next on What's on Tap.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
By now you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semper Fi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi!
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
I'm Sandy Maxx. I just had such a fun time talking with Elvis tribute artist Taylor Rodriguez. He's in the cast of Back in the Building, the Elvis tribute at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson now through February 23rd. And I asked Taylor to make the difficult decision to decide the song you need to hear tonight. And he requested this Elvis tune, Polk Salad Annie, from Elvis Presley's 1972 Live at Madison Square Garden album. It's the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
Everybody calls it polk salad. Now that's polk salad. Lord have mercy. Used to know a girl lived down there, and she'd go out in the evenings and pick a mess of it, carry it home and cook it for supper, because that's about all they had to eat. But they did all right. Down in Louisiana, where the alligators grow so mean, lived a girl that I swear to the world made the alligators look tame. Polk salad Annie, gators got you granny. Everybody said it was a shame, because her mama was a working on the chain gang. A mean, vicious woman. Every day before supper time, she'd go down by the truck patch and pick her a mess of polk salad and carry it home in a toast sack. Polk salad.
W277CV and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Accident Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255-368.
This is Chief Market Watcher Brian Wickert.
Well, a lot of folks have buying a home on their New Year's resolution list, and while national news headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, I'm afraid that's just not the case in most of Wisconsin. So how do you make your offer stand out from the others so that someone else doesn't end up sleeping in your dream home? Well, it takes a team of a good real estate agent and a mortgage lender who has all the tools and techniques to help make your offer as attractive as possible in the eyes of that seller. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet, rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that might also come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. We'll also help you understand exactly what it means in dollars and cents if you do decide to offer over asking or give that seller some appraisal wiggle room. All you have to do to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. But it's simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle until I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra concertmaster Jinwoo Lee is the soloist in the tuneful and romantic violin concerto by Jean Sibelius, January 24th and 25th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Music director Ken David Mazur will lead the MSO in this program, which also features the tone poem Pan and Syrinx by Danish composer Carl Nielsen, as well as this searingly beautiful musical elegy Within Her Arms by British contemporary composer Anna Klein. Tchaikovsky's dazzling Romeo and Juliet rounds out this lush and dreamy program. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information, or call the box office now at 414-291-7605. The number again for tickets is 414-291-7605.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it is 0 degrees in Milwaukee. A cold weather advisory is in effect until midnight for Ozaukee, Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Walworth, Dodge, Waukesha, Jefferson, Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee counties. Tonight, we'll see some increasing cloud coverage and it'll be breezy with a low of 2 degrees below zero, but those temperatures will rise after midnight. Wednesday, we'll likely get some light snow with less than 1 inch of accumulation possible and a high of 22 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brinda. The extreme cold winds will be on the way out, then the clouds will roll in. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen says the cloud coverage will actually help us keep warm overnight, but bring us different winter weather.
These clouds coming in overnight are expected to lead to some snow tomorrow. It looks like an extended period of snow starting from around morning rush hour, probably going all the way into the evening, but it looks like it'll be slow to fall, a very light snow and a sporadic snow. That's only, after snowing all day, only going to add up to around an inch or two.
Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast is coming up at 7:05. Gas prices have jumped up in the past week, according to new data. ABC's Alex Stone reports.
With analysts blaming higher oil prices and cold weather that boosted heating oil demand, gas prices are heading up. The Energy Department reports the price of regular unleaded went up 7 cents a gallon in the past week to $3.11 a gallon. That's about 5 cents higher than a year ago at this time. The cheapest gas right now is along the Gulf Coast at $2.69 a gallon. The most expensive is in California at $4.21 a gallon on average for regular unleaded. Alex Stone, EBC News.
Wisconsin joins 19 other states and cities in filing suit against President Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship. The president signed the executive order shortly after his inauguration Monday. States say the executive order violates the 14th Amendment of the Constitution that grants citizenship to any child born on U.S. soil, regardless of a parent's immigration status. They also say that states would lose federal funding for programs such as Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Program, or CHIP, foster care and adoption assistance programs. The U.S. Supreme Court has upheld birthright citizenship twice. As the Trump administration looks to expel thousands of undocumented migrants from the United States, the possibility of using the National Guard could happen. Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt tells WTMJ how his office would help federal agencies in their efforts to remove illegal migrants from the country.
So I don't have the authority to go into the community and say, you're here illegally, I'm picking you up and taking you to be deported. I don't have that ability to do that. And no sheriff, no police department, none of us can do that. We need to have ICE there to serve that immigration warrant, civil warrant on them.
Schmidt says regardless of whether a criminal has citizenship or not, laws must be upheld regardless. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 7:03.
James Imaging Systems, local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything, so I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizon, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Bucks will face off against the New Orleans Pelicans tomorrow night in Louisiana. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. And college basketball is tonight. The number 10 Marquette men's basketball team heads to New Jersey, taking on Seton Hall at 7 o'clock tonight. Catch the action tonight over on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. The 18th ranked Wisconsin men's basketball team are in LA to face the Bruins of UCLA. The game starts at 8:30 tonight. The Badgers are unbeaten in 2025 and have won their last 7 straight games. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Roads are starting to clear near Wisconsin Route 145 North. It's still closed off at Bradley Road and Leon Road because of a vehicle that was on fire. That fire is now been extinguished, but the road is still closed at this moment. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear across Milwaukee at this time. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, we'll see some increase in cloud coverage, and it'll be breezy with a low of 2 degrees below zero. Those temperatures will rise after midnight. Wednesday, we'll see some light snow likely, less than 1 inch of accumulation is possible with a high of 22 degrees. Thursday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 21 degrees. Friday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 22 degrees. And Saturday is going to be mostly cloudy with a chance of flurries and a high of 32 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 0 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 2 below zero. In Waukesha, it's 4 below zero. And in Milwaukee, it's 0 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda. Outdoor Living Limited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Thank you for spending time with me tonight on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. It's a supersized show. Maximum culture and creativity. It's an extra hour tonight. I'm with you till 9 o'clock. And as we watch the temperatures drop together, still -1 in Milwaukee. Bundle up wherever you are and truly stay safe. This is one of those times, if you've ever thought about throwing an extra blanket in the back of the car, you might be glad you did, just in case of an emergency. But I'm here till 9 o'clock with you. We have more music and movies to chat about. And coming up, the captain of the band, the Docksiders. I salute the captain's hat and everything. The Docksiders, a Whammy award-winning band devoted to bringing yacht rock to the stage and good times for everybody. Kevin Suker of the Docksiders is going to join me to tell us about what they have planned for their homecoming show Saturday night at the Pabst Theater. Plus, concert and comedy announcements to update you on tonight, and Wisconsin-made movies and where you can see them this week and next week. I'm talking about Major League, Green and Gold, and the Omro Heist. And Foodies, a fresh event coming February called Milwaukee Flavor Live. It'll be at the Milwaukee Public Market and featuring some of the city's best chefs. I'll tell you about that. Before we get to all of those entertainment options, I want to wish break a leg to a new show at the Milwaukee Repertory Theater. The cast and crew of The Crack. I spoke with Milwaukee Repertory Theater Artistic Director Mark Clements last fall, and I got a preview of the show. And this is what Mark Clements had to share about The Crack.
As in C-R-A-I-C, yeah. It was influenced by, I was writing and involved in the development of a new musical a long time ago called The Seagulls Dance, and I was living in London at the time, and every 2 or 3 weeks we would travel for a very long weekend to either Dublin or County Kerry, tap into original music. We were working with a lot of original traddy musicians who were brilliant but didn't actually read a single note of music, and we would often sit in these sessions and they would take their own course. You know, they would be sat around the fire in a pub in Dingle or something, and these extraordinary musicians would come on, and then the storyteller, and then somebody would just do a clogging, and it was just like these evenings were just magical. And I started to think, this is an idea that's been in my head, I want to say for 15, 16 years now, because I was like, can you bottle that lightning? And
because it tends to be so intimate,
yeah,
and so communal.
Yeah, and the Stackner works really well in that way.
Cool.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. I'm writing it.
And there's going to be songs that you recognize.
Yeah, it's going to be all the things that you would want to hear, and a few more, and there's some stories behind those songs. And we've created real characters. There's a storyline through it about a guy called John who is a local musician, then hits big time and is on the road with a rock band, big rock band, and then comes back to town, and the impact on that and the local music scene that they've created. We did a workshop of it a few weeks ago. I invited a few people and they absolutely loved it. So we're excited.
Milwaukee Repertory Theater Artistic Director Mark Clements, who also co-wrote and directs The Crack, which is on stage now at the Stackner Cabaret till St. Patrick's Day Eve, is what I would say. On stage now through March 16th in the Stackner Cabaret. If that sounds like a fun night to you, it does to me. You can go to MilwaukeeRep.com to sniff around, see the schedule, and see what tickets fit for your lifestyle. The Crack at the Milwaukee Rep. Break a leg to the cast and crew there. Next, we're going to tempt your taste buds with one of our award-winning chefs in Milwaukee and an event you can enjoy some gourmet food. Chef Gregory Leone of Amalinda on What's on Tap next.
We know what you're thinking, and all we can tell you is to drive careful.
Yep, Wisconsin roads are no joke this time of year, especially when you're driving on old, worn-out tires.
Schedule yourself a tire appointment with Rich Lawns. We carry all sorts of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, Continental, and General, to name a few.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free tire mounting, free lifetime tire rotation, free flat tire repairs, and free alignment inspections.
Not to mention free wheel corrosion cleaning, lifetime warranty spin balance, and prorated tire protection.
Let's just say if you're driving around town, especially this time of year on old, worn-out tires, you're due for tire service.
Courtney's right. And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires, because cold, wet, icy roads are no joke. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns, and you're due for service.
Rich Lawns Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
How are you tonight? Thank you very much for spending time with me. Going to be here till 9 o'clock instead of 8 with What's on Tap tonight. Films to talk about, music to talk about, but food is on the menu right now. And want to also tell you about a brand new show that is on WTMJ. It's called Joshing Around Milwaukee. Josh Albrecht and Josh Albrecht. They've had this podcast for a couple of years, but now it's a radio show and podcast you can hear right here Saturday afternoons at 1:30. And their debut on WTMJ was last Saturday, and I wanted to share some of their first guest with you. And Josh Albrecht of Visit Milwaukee and Josh Albrecht, podcast and radio producer, got to know each other, and they have a really fun personalities and good rapport and a natural curiosity about what makes Milwaukee great. And so they chatted with local chef Gregory Leone, and they talk a little Top Chef, how he made his way to Milwaukee, his thoughts on the Milwaukee restaurant scene, and what's special about his restaurant, Amalinda.
Chef Greg Leone, a 3-time James Beard Award nominee. Most recently, for me, very exciting, Top Chef celebrity now.
Yes. Well, I don't know about celebrity.
Well,
to us.
Certainly to us.
Okay.
And certainly for Visit Milwaukee, we were very instrumental in bringing Top Chef to the community. So loved having you be a part of that. While I want to ask you about your life and how you became a chef, I have to ask first, how did Top Chef go for you? How was that experience? You were at AmFam Field. What was it like?
Well, I wasn't competing, so that was great. It was a fantastic experience. It was super fun. Like I'll go be a judge on any of these cooking shows any day of the week. A competitor, not so much, because it's really hard what they do, and hats off to them because they put out some really great food. I always wondered what's the food going to be like. The food was really, really good.
Yeah.
It was also great to see my friend Dan Jacobs out there representing the city. We're all very proud of what he did, and I'm glad to see he is the face of the Milwaukee food scene these days. But it was a great experience. It was nice to see Tom. I was a little disappointed Padma wasn't there, but Kristen is awesome. It was super nice to meet her. It was nice to meet Gail. The food, again, was incredible.
Did you get, I've always wondered as a judge, do you get full having to taste so many dishes? Like, is there a point where you're like, ooh, I know I got to keep tasting, but it's been a
they
lot.
tell you not to eat the whole dish, but,
But
we
if
ate
it's
the
so
whole
good,
dish. It was
you
good.
can't-
Right. No, we didn't get full. It's not huge portions. It's not like a sit down dinner. This was it was a sausage challenge. So it was like two teams, and they had to cook the same sausage head to head. It was good. The chorizo round was like probably the best.
Did it inspire you to do anything within your own restaurant, Amalinda?
Not necessarily with the food, but it inspired me to be maybe a little bit more active and not so lazy. And be like, God, these people are here cooking in the middle of a baseball field. I need to get motivated to go into my restaurant and cook tomorrow.
Right.
But yeah, it really solidified the fact that I know I do not want to be a competitor.
Nice. Yeah. Well, let's jump back in time a little bit. I did want to ask about your journey to Milwaukee, because you've had some experiences. You've bounced from Tulsa to Venezuela, spent time in San Francisco, all of that sort of led you
to Milwaukee, of all places.
Yes.
In 2012, after being in San Francisco for 18 years, it was just time to go. It was time to move someplace else. It was really expensive. I knew I'd never own a restaurant with having like 30 people involved in it telling me what to do was just not what I wanted. So my dog and I packed up our belongings and we traveled the U.S. starting in the spring of 2012. One of the first cities I went to was Portland, Oregon. So I was like, I'm going to move to Portland. I love Portland. I had some great friends, looked at apartments. I'm like, Portland all the way. Went back to Venezuela to visit my family, and at the end of the summer, I was hanging out in Oklahoma visiting my brothers. I have a friend from here, and he's like texting me, "Oh, come visit Milwaukee." And I was like, what is that? I don't know what that is. So I looked it up on the map, and I was like, I like the lake part of it, but I'm like, that's really far up north, and I bet it's cold all the time. And he's like, come visit, come visit, come visit. So I finally came out. I was here for about a week.
And you came in the summer?
I came in the summer,
He
of course.
he did not come in January.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I probably wouldn't be sitting here if I would have come to visit in January. No, I came out at the end of August. It's just like beautiful. It's warm. Everything's green. The people are super nice. Everybody's happy.
Yes.
And we went out to eat to a couple restaurants, and I got here on a Friday. By Wednesday, I was like, okay, this place is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then the following Friday, we went to go eat at Odd Duck. And I remember, one of my things, like I want to move to a city where there's a food scene so I can do what I love for a living. And I remember sitting there eating, and I think they had just recently opened, and thinking, oh, this restaurant could be in San Francisco. So I always credit Ross and Melissa for helping me make up my mind to move here. So, yeah, I love Milwaukee. Milwaukee's been a great city.
I love that. I always say to everyone, obviously, working in Visit Milwaukee, we always say, we just need to get you here.
Yeah.
As soon as you get to Milwaukee, you're hooked.
And that's the thing. Everybody who comes to visit who's never been here, they're like, oh, this place is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So
not
can
so
you-
much in February. But
Well, that's true.
cold.
Can you talk a little bit about, since you first came and visited to now, how much you've seen the city change and the food and the restaurants and that whole culture in Milwaukee change over that time?
Well, I mean, I feel like there's always been like a good food community, food culture in Milwaukee. I think when I came here in 2012, Odd Duck had just opened, so I think it was like the beginning of like maybe this renaissance of like all these younger chefs opening their own places. I know Bray's was already open by then, which is great, and so is La Miranda. I mean, he pretty much was a trailblazer in the food, farm to table movement in Milwaukee. But it's great to see, Paul and Lisa opened Good Kind, and you got Vanguard, and I'm trying to think what else opened. Well, Dan and Dan opened Dan. So there are a lot of restaurants that opened around like 2012, 2014. And it's great to see all of them still going strong.
Yeah.
I'm really excited, though. There's this whole group of like younger sous chefs and chefs de cuisine. And they're very talented, and I'm very excited to see where the Milwaukee food scene is going to go in the future, because we just, as like the older chefs, which I hate to refer myself as, but the established ones, I guess, we just need to like mentor them and like maybe move aside a little bit and let them take part of that spotlight.
Yeah, that's a big part of the industry, right? Is that mentorship, that growing.
And I mean, I get it. Like this, especially last year and the beginning of this year, but mostly last year, I just turned 54. And all of a sudden I'm looking around the kitchen and I'm the oldest person there. And I'm like, they're coming to me and asking me questions. And I was like, when did this happen? Like, when did this happen? So it took a little getting used to, but I think it's a cool spot to be in, to be able to pass on your knowledge to these guys and some females too, some amazing female chefs who are ready to take the city by storm.
Do you see, is there a certain trend or a certain style of restaurant or cooking that you see might be coming more and more in the future for Milwaukee?
Maybe Mediterranean, but not like Spanish, Italian, more like Turkey, that kind of side of the Mediterranean. Elijah Lohenbach is doing some amazing ramen at Night Wolf. Ethan, my sous chef, does some great stuff on his pop-up. Vanessa Rose is getting ready to do a pop-up at Amalinda. She's got 10 other chefs with her, and they're all doing a course.
Ooh.
Yeah, these kids are very ambitious.
Wow.
Yeah, and your restaurant, Amalinda, right on Wisconsin Avenue, heart of downtown.
Yeah, talk a little bit about your restaurant. What if people listening, either whether they live in the city and just haven't been there, or if they're listening to this and they're going to make their way here for something happening this summer, why should they be stopping at Amalinda?
Because we're a great restaurant. It's really
Works
that
for me.
simple.
You heard it
It's really that simple. So we opened Amalinda in 2013 as a pop-up restaurant, so we didn't have our own home. Nell Benton was the owner of the National then, and she would let us use her restaurant every Saturday night. So we did that for about a year, and then we moved into our spot at 315 East Wisconsin Avenue, just a stone's throw away from the Pfister, between Broadway and Milwaukee. We're open for dinner, 5 to 9, and our food is inspired by the Iberian Peninsula. So you're not going to come in and get tapas, and you're not going to come in and get paella. We don't do that. We want to showcase the rest of the flavors of the Iberian Peninsula. Early on in my career, I traveled a lot through Spain. I just loved it, and I loved the relationship they had with food. And then I went to Portugal, it's the same thing. So I was like, let's do a little bit of both. We have a great wine list. It's heart of downtown. Like, it's close to everything.
Right. It's hip, modern. You're in a vibrant zone. It's a cool experience. I love. Sometimes you just got your door propped open, and it's cool.
The
cool
menu
vibe.
changes all the time.
Yeah.
It's a very small menu, but it does change constantly. So you can come in this week and have something, and come in next week, it might be a whole new menu.
And speaking of new foods and new experiences with food, we know that you're also here to talk about Milwaukee Flavor Live, which we're going to do next, right after this. Stay tuned.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal, to do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
I found a fountain of youth down there at QC Kinetics.
That's Henry Hinton, feeling like his young, active self again after treatments at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine.
I still have trouble walking down steps as I get older. I've had one treatment so far, and I can already tell a difference in my knee.
And that treatment at QC Kinetics used Henry's own natural healing properties, concentrated and placed right at the source of the pain. So Henry and patients just like him will enjoy long-term relief without surgery or downtime.
My knee is not hurting. I remember I was walking down some steps yesterday, and I thought, wow, this is not hurting when I walk down steps. I'm all in on it. I'm all in on QC Kinetics.
It's time to wind back the clock to days without constant joint pain. Start with a call to QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Sun, 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 fun, fun, fun. Sun, 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 every kind of boat under the sun.
That boat show music is back, and so is Wisconsin's largest boat show. Everything from family runabouts, ski and surf boats, fishing boats, luxury pontoons, and more Great Lakes cruisers and motor yachts. Get that boat and get that deal. Shop for skis, boards, and tubes at the Tubers Truckload Sale. Check MilwaukeeBoatShow.com. January 17 through 26, State Fair Park. Closed Monday and Tuesday.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
We've been getting to know Chef Gregory Leone of the Amalinda restaurant here on What's on Tap, sharing with you highlights of a chat from the new WTMJ show, Saturday afternoons, called Joshing Around Milwaukee. Two fellows named Josh Albrecht are your hosts, and for their debut episode last weekend, Josh and Josh were very excited to welcome outstanding local chef Gregory Leone and make the announcement about a February foodie event and a cookbook.
We have an awesome guest, Chef Greg Leone, with us today, and he's going to be talking not only about his restaurant, Amalinda, but also the Milwaukee Flavor Live event.
Yeah, super excited for Milwaukee Flavor Live. Greg, you're going to be a special guest that evening as well, with a host of other local chefs to really showcase our culinary scene at Milwaukee Public Market. That's February 6th. Tickets are available now at visitmilwaukee.org. A wonderful four-course flavor tasting menu.
Extravaganza.
Yes. And it's all inspired by the Milwaukee cookbook that Visit Milwaukee's done, and you're featured in that cookbook.
I am in the cookbook, yes.
What's your flavor?
Our dish, we did sweets. We don't normally do sweets, so I decided to go a little bit out of our comfort zone. No, we did sweets. So we did a caramel custard for the rest of it. It's really good, and we'll be serving it on the 6th.
Wow, how does that go wrong? Yeah, it's.
So do you serve that at your restaurant?
Sometimes,
as well?
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make it, put it on the dessert menu.
Yeah.
I might have to do that this weekend now that I'm talking about it on the radio.
Yeah, I think you should. I think people coming in from out of town or coming to your restaurant should just be able to just special request it. Like
I don't know about
menu,
that.
Secret menu.
Oh, come on.
Well, we do have a secret menu. Well, we're working on it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can sit at the counter. We have a counter, only 6 seats. So on Fridays and Saturdays, you can sit there and you can trust us and just say, "I'll take what they're making," and then we put together a 3-course menu for you. You don't get to choose what it is, and everybody in your party has to order it.
Oh,
so there's some rules.
Some rules for sure.
But only the people who sit at the counter can get it.
I love that.
I also love that.
Yeah.
The little sneaky stuff, right? It's like you feel special. You feel like.
And then one time,
even though I heard this on Josh around Milwaukee.
Right? Have you had the secret menu?
Yeah, that's right.
And then we come out and cook, and they're like, "No,
Oh,
No,
Send it back.
absolutely not.
What other cool, fun things you have going on at the shop?
Well, we've got this secret menu thing. We're starting it for this year. At the end of the month, one of my old sous chefs from California is coming out to cook, Alicia Dawn. So we're very excited to have her. Well, there's always Valentine's Day, and I'm Linda. It's super fun, and you'll impress your partner with your knowledge of Portuguese and Spanish wine. We're doing a couple of dinners with Tables Across Borders, which is when we invite the refugees to come cook at Melinda. So we're always trying to keep busy.
Man, that's a wonderful lineup. I'm really excited for Flavor Live. Thanks again for joining that evening, February 6th, 6 p.m. Tickets on sale. It's at the Milwaukee Public Market. You're doing the custard, and we've got some other amazing chefs joining you: Adam Siegel, Dane Baldwin, Adam Pollock, Katie Rose, Caitlin Cullen.
Yeah, Justin Ibrahim, I think, is also coming.
So many amazing chefs from the region, and the cookbook showcases everything from the city. There's 50 plus chefs in the cookbook. You can see all those at visitmilwaukee.org as well. You gave a couple of the recipes, right?
I think I gave one. I think each chef gave one, and I think isn't this to raise money to actually print? It's a print, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to help print the cookbooks. We'll have hard copies of the cookbook, and then other proceeds will go to our foundation, which supports other businesses in times of need. So if a restaurant were to have a flooding or an issue, this is our relief fund for small businesses.
That's awesome, and we appreciate that you guys have this relief fund. One of the great things I like about Milwaukee's dining scene is that there's a sense of community amongst all the chefs. So I love doing these events because I get to hang out with my friends and see what they're doing in their restaurant. But yeah, we all try to help each other, and we're all friendly, which is nice.
I can't wait for it. It's going to be a wonderful evening, and I'm looking forward to that secret menu. It's going to be
yeah, exactly.
So only Fridays and Saturdays.
So take notes, everyone. Right. Make sure you take notes. And the Flavor Live is going to be on February 6th from 6 to 8 p.m., and for more information on that or to get tickets or do everything, you're going to go to visitmilwaukee.org. Thank you so much, by the way, Greg, for joining us today.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
The talented and well-traveled Chef Gregory Leon. And that is a sample of the kinds of conversations you will hear on the new WTMJ show, Joshing Around Milwaukee. Listen Saturday afternoons at 1:30. You can catch up on the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And we're going to check in with America's favorite yacht rock band, Whammy Award winners who are back in town on Saturday. The Docksiders are coming up next, but right now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Sean Brinda.
Thanks, Sandy. Wisconsin joins 19 other states and cities in filing suit against President Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship. The president signed the executive order shortly after his inauguration on Monday. States said the executive order violates the 14th Amendment of the Constitution that grants citizenship to any child born on U.S. soil regardless of a parent's immigration status. They also say that the states would lose federal funding for programs such as Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Program, or CHIP, foster care, and adoption assistance programs. The U.S. Supreme Court has upheld birthright citizenship twice. And the town of Waterford has voted to disband their police department. The town board approved Monday night to allow the department's absorption by the Racine County Sheriff's Department for an initial period of 5 years. Contract for police service in Waterford will end either when it expires, when the final full-term officer leaves, or within 6 months. And a woman is saved after falling into the icy waters of Lake Monona. Madison Lake Rescue Team responded around 7:45 Tuesday morning for a report of a woman in the water. Police used a paddle board to rescue the woman before paramedics arrived and pulled her to shore. She told firefighters she fell through the ice while ice skating on her shoes. The woman wasn't injured, but was taken to the hospital for cold exposure. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving and Time Saver traffic. No major incidents out in the roads in Milwaukee at this time, so you should have a clear drive tonight. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. The cold weather advisory is in effect until midnight for Ozaukee, Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Walworth, Dodge, Waukesha, Jefferson, Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee counties. Tonight we'll see some increasing cloud coverage and it'll be breezy with a low of 2 degrees below zero, and those temperatures will rise after midnight. Wednesday we'll see some light snow, likely. Less than 1 inch of accumulation is possible with a high of 22 degrees. Thursday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 21, and Friday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 22, and Saturday will be mostly cloudy with a chance of flurries and a high of 32 degrees. Right now in Eau Claire it's 3 degrees, in Palmyra it's 3 below zero, and in Milwaukee it's 0 degrees. I'm Sean Brenda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:32.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food. That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through March 1st, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has donated over $890,000, providing more than 2.6 million meals to people across southeast Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Trained Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Some yacht rock to give us a little escapism from the sub-zero temperatures. You're welcome. Welcome to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. I am Sandy Maxx, and I am thrilled to roll out the red carpet for the Docksiders, Kevin Suker, the captain himself. Kevin, how are you?
I am frozen. How are you, Sandy?
Well, I'm glad to be inside, and I would say I have so many layers on right now. There is no way I would lose a strip poker game.
That's hilarious. And it also might say what happens in the studio when nobody's watching.
Well, we do have the YouTube live stream on WTMJ, so we'll be showing your photo because the cast of the Docksiders known as America's favorite yacht rock band. You bring the music, but you also bring the look. And this is why I keep calling you the captain. You got the captain's hat and everything, which I guess is essential for a yacht rock band.
It has become part of the lore of what yacht rock has become as the genre has gotten some steam over the last handful of years. But I didn't really fully, self-admittedly, think this out and at the beginning, because if I would have thought maybe if I didn't wear the hat, I wouldn't have to continue wearing the hat. But now it's kind of become part of the thing, so now people expect to see me in the hat. So here I am in the hat.
But how does the captain hat affect you emotionally and physically when you put it on?
When we're inside in a temperature-controlled environment, it's wonderful. But, there are some outdoor events that we play in the middle of the summer when it can be very, very warm. And yes, I'm a little follically challenged on the top of my head, so that helps with the having a hat to cover the dome, so to speak. But it can be really hot.
I saw you at a hot show. I remember seeing you at Summerfest. I even got to introduce you on stage, and you put on a heck of a show. And for a newbie who would like to come out on Saturday night and see one of your homecoming shows at the Pabst Theater, or for a longtime fan of the band, what can we expect on stage Saturday night at the Dockside show?
We have some really, really cool surprises. We're bringing some special guests with us that we haven't announced yet, but we're just kind of peppering the information out there. It's going to be a great show. We play a variety of songs that everybody that were kids of the 70s and 80s kind of grew up to. I joke that it was the music that I couldn't really admit to my friends that I loved when I was younger, because it wasn't stuff that was theoretically cool to be listening to at that time, because it was softer and it was soft rock. But we're playing some of the best hits of what I say are probably the two best decades of music.
How fun that you are keeping those couple of decades of music alive. But I think it's also just like asking you to put on the captain's hat. I got to think it puts you into a persona. When you hear this music, like Olivia Newton-John and Toto and Michael McDonald in particular, Christopher Cross, it's hard to be in a bad mood when you've got the saxophone and the good vibes going.
It's very true, and we see it night after night, headlining in Las Vegas, and we play about 70 cities annually as well. And what is amazing from our perspective is as we travel and get to meet people after the show, to hear the stories of people and how this music made them feel and how it takes us back to a place in time when life was simpler. It is unbelievably therapeutic what this music does to people. And, in a world that's so divisive right now, music truly is the connective tissue. And it's really, we really are very honored and humbled that we get to take people on a journey to when life was a bit simpler. And it's so much fun. We're very grateful to be able to do it.
The Docksiders, Kevin Suker. And Kevin, I love that you said that, because that's one of the things I say regularly is I love that music brings people together in this communal set. So I love that that is also part of your goal as you and the Docksiders are on stage spreading the joy of yacht rock. I'm going to ask everybody listening right now, Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Share with me and Kevin Suker of the Docksiders some of your very favorite yacht rock songs, or what you think is an essential yacht rock song. And we'll pepper those in throughout this conversation. 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. Share your favorite yacht rock tune. Might inspire Kevin to add something to the set list. But Kevin, stay with me. I want to ask you some more about the yacht rock genre and your insights on it, since you are truly an expert as you are performing it on stage pretty much every single night. But also maybe we'll see if we can get you to spill a surprise who one of those special guests are Saturday night.
Sounds great.
Stay with us on WTMJ. It's What's on Tap.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Manchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx at WTMJ, and here to tell you about an incredible career opportunity with my friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. Three Pillars is rated as the top senior living community in Wisconsin, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring LPNs and RNs, with some starting at $41 per hour, and you could get more based on shifts. The best part? You'll make a difference in the lives of others every day at Three Pillars. Go to threepillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
I don't have to tell you that a lot of dust and other junk collects in your ductwork. And it doesn't just sit there. It's blowing around in your home. And that jeopardizes your home health. The commercial industrial duct cleaning system we use at Quality darn near sucked the shirt right off our tech the first time he used it. Believe me, not everybody has this powerful of a system. It's unlike any other. At Quality, you get the best duct cleaning, period. So call Quality first for your duct cleaning needs.
For the signature service you deserve.
Whether it's 24/7 emergency service or it's just time to replace your furnace, at Quality we'll be out so fast you won't even notice the heat being off. And if you're buying a high-efficiency furnace from Armstrong or Carrier, you'll qualify for state and federal tax rebates that'll pay for a big chunk of the cost. This is Anthony Zanevsky from Quality, where you'll get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizon, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Sway along with the sounds of yacht rock Saturday night at the Pabst Theater with the Docksiders. The captain of the Docksiders is with me here on What's on Tap. How does it feel to be sailing back in town? Because you really made an impact here with Whammy Awards and lots of shows here in Wisconsin before you sailed off to your Las Vegas residencies.
It's funny to say that we took the boat to the desert, right? Like the idea is there's not much water there to begin with, but it's been beautiful coming back. Milwaukee will always be our home. We have such a special place in our heart for the community, the people, our family, our friends, and just to see we're very close to being sold out on Saturday night, and we hope to be by the end of the night. But just to feel that we're coming back and have that support of our community where we started the Docksiders, it means the world to us. It's really, really not lost on us. We talk about coming back to Milwaukee almost all year long. We kind of measure every show up to the show that we play annually at the Pabst Theater. So it feels great to be back.
Aw, and you mentioned that you'll have some special guests, some surprise guests, but I have to think that that's also what makes a homecoming show special, is that you do get to collaborate with those musicians who you did get to see regularly.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, like, I suppose I'll drop a little bit of info on your show. We have a dear friend that was a fan favorite on NBC's The Voice that is going to be joining us at our show on Saturday night. So we are super excited to introduce her to Milwaukee. And I think it's just going to be an amazing addition to what it is that we've prepared. That's exciting. And honestly, there are now documentaries about yacht rock. Are you still a student of the genre? Like, did you watch the HBO documentary about yacht rock? I was actually at the 4-minute and 30 mark. They got a little clip of me talking in the yacht rock documentary on HBO Max. And they used my quote of, it was the music I listened to in the dentist chair that we kind of joke about. But yes, it's so interesting. There is a culture of yacht rock fans that love this music that is loosely considered soft rock hits of the 70s and 80s. But the true definition of yacht rock is very narrow and it's very specific. And there are yacht rock purists that would argue back and forth about what songs should be considered yacht rock and which ones aren't. So it's a funny culture. There are Facebook groups that have hundreds of thousands of people that now kind of are coming to the party and talking about it. But what a testament to a new genre of music that has found some great wings, a second life, so to speak. And I compare it to the doo-wop era of my parents' generation. That was the music that they kind of grew up with, that sort of 50s, 60s, the Beach Boys, and that is, and that kind of that music aged with that group of people. I feel that yacht rock is going to be the same for my generation. It's the music that we grew up listening to. And it's so beautiful because it covers the gambit. Like you mentioned so wonderfully earlier, everybody through Olivia Newton-John to Toto and Hall & Oates and Kenny Loggins and Michael McDonald. It really is. It's just wonderful music. We got a text in from Joan. Yacht rock or not yacht rock, Kevin? Sailing by Christopher Cross. Ooh, very, very, very good song. I would argue that it is quintessential yacht rock, but there is a website that the 4 comedy writers that actually coined the term have called yacht or nyat.com, NYHCT, and they rank songs by their yachtiness on a scale of 0 to 100. And that's kind of like the yacht rock Bible, so to speak. They're kind of called the OGs. They coined the term, and they kind of have final say as to what is yacht rock and what isn't yacht rock. And does sailing make it? That has to be a purist choice. It is. It's absolutely yacht rock, right? The real definition, what people would get kind of up in arms about, is that yacht rock music had to be recorded between 1976 and 1982, and the majority of the musicians that had to play on the record had to be from the band Toto, and that it had to be a mixture of pop, R&B, and jazz with really big, thick, complex harmonies, and recorded basically in Southern California. Anything that didn't fit into that little window that I just described, the purists would say isn't yacht rock. So I think what's beautiful about it is that it's up for us to talk about, right? That's always, art is subjective. Yeah, art is subjective. And I'm laughing, Kevin, because you said that almost any song that has a member of Toto in it, because Jeff Porcaro was on a bunch of music. You can find members of Toto on so many different songs. That's hilarious. And they were so instrumental. I mean, they played all over the Michael Jackson Thriller album, too. Yeah. Oh, see, we could talk music all night. Kevin Suker of the Docksiders, but you have experience. It's award season. You have experience with both the Grammys and the Academy Awards. Will you share some of your stories with us? Yeah, thank you. Excellent. We'll get to that.
Stay with us. Stay with us. We're going to find out about Kevin's Grammy and Oscar experience next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
By now, you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semper Fi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Fingers come in different sizes.
It's one of the first things you learn as a jeweler.
And a ring can only be sized up or down a little bit.
Which means it's a really good thing to know your ring size.
And it's an even better thing to know their ring size.
This is why we're announcing
the Ring Size Registry at Kessler's.
We're doing it as a public service. It's completely free.
Free. Isn't that a great price?
Here's how it works.
Just drop into any Kessler's Diamonds location and tell one of the owners that you'd like to know your ring size.
Kessler's is an employee-owned company, so whoever greets you at the door is an owner.
They'll determine your ring sizes and add them to our Ring Size Registry.
Then, when someone wants to know your ring size...
Because, maybe they want to surprise you.
All they have to do is call or stop into Kessler's.
Surprises can be fun, don't you think?
We're happy to do this for you, even if you don't buy a ring from us.
But after you take a look around, we think you probably will. Visit KesslersDiamonds.com for a location near you and register your ring sizes today.
Hey, business owners, are you looking to sell your business? I'm sure you have plenty of questions. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Join me for our latest Annex Wealth Management webinar. I'll be joined by Brandon Lehman and Brian Lamborn from Annex Wealth Management as we answer your questions. Who should you consult? And of course, when is the best time for you to sell your business? Sign up for this free webinar on Wednesday, January 29th. Text WEB to 855-616-1620 to sign up for the free webinar. Only here on WTMJ.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
That's the sounds of Sailing by Christopher Cross, one of the ultimate yacht rock songs. And get your yacht rock on Saturday night at the Pabst Theater, a homecoming show for the Docksiders. Kevin Suker, the captain of the Docksiders, joining me on What's on Tap. And Kevin, I love that you put on the captain's hat. You're there with your wife and the rest of the band, entertaining everybody. You're Whammy Award winners. You've now won Best of Las Vegas awards. So as much as this is a really fun time, that's a lot of talent on that stage. And you have even more experience beyond the Docksiders. And with awards season, I just want to spend a couple minutes asking you, first of all, about the Grammy Awards. You've been nominated 3 times so far.
I have. I've been very, very blessed in that, and I've been to 3 different award shows, and it's so much fun. It's so cool to be around your peers in the industry that you always kind of dreamed you might be able to make some impact in, and even prouder being, that happened all with my time in Milwaukee.
And how did you earn your nominations? What kind of, were you a producer? Were you a musician?
Yeah, I produced, engineered, and mixed some of Eric Benet's records. In 2009, we had the Best Male Vocal for R&B nomination and an R&B Album of the Year nomination. That was my first 2 nominations. And then for the following year in 2010, we had the Best Traditional R&B Vocal with another Eric Benet record that we did.
How cool. I'm glad you've had multiple Grammy experiences. And then I also wanted to ask you about the Academy Awards. The nominations will come out on Thursday, but you were involved in the Academy Awards and an Oscar-winning film. Tell us about that.
I'm an uncredited executive producer on a film that won 3 Oscars called Dallas Buyers Club with Matthew McConaughey and Jared Leto. My wife and I spent the 30-plus days on set while we were filming in New Orleans and some pickup shots in Mexico, and it was just an amazing experience for my first film. Debuted at Toronto International Film Festival, went to Cannes, and then the Oscar nominations came out. It was pretty mind-blowing.
Wow. Do you have any interest in participating in movie making again, or staying in the music world?
I believe I'm just an inherently true producer, and I love the movie medium. I love music, and I would never, bypass the opportunity to work on the right project if it comes along.
Kevin, I always say creators create. So thank you for all that you have created behind the scenes and for the fun that you're going to create on Saturday night. See the Docksiders at the Pabst Theater with special surprise guests.
Thank you so much, Sandy.
Oh, thank you, Kevin, and welcome back to Wisconsin.
Thanks again. We hope to see you real soon.
We have concert announcements for later this spring and summer, and Wisconsin-made movies you can see the next couple of weeks. That's coming up on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Menards is the one-stop shop for huge savings on new energy-efficient appliances. Upgrade your home today and save big on top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. We carry the largest in-stock selection of home appliances starting at the lowest prices and ready to take home today. Check out our entire selection of home appliances on Menards.com. Plus, view the weekly flyer for many other great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Kristen Bry, and if you're looking for a new dentist, you should check out Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care. Dr. Michaels is committed to providing you with the highest level of care possible. He has prioritized patients' needs no matter how sensitive since he began practicing in 1985. If you're due for a dental visit, Economowalk Dental has an $89 new patient special, so you can get the care that you need at an affordable price. In addition to an exam, you'll receive a gentle, professional cleaning that will leave your mouth feeling smooth and rejuvenated. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Check out Economowalk Dental Care at drmichaelsdentalcare.com or give them a call at 262-567-7224. That's 262-567-7224. Start 2025 on a good note by feeling confident about your smile and go see my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 0 degrees. A cold weather advisory is in effect until midnight for Ozaukee, Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Walworth, Dodge, Waukesha, Jefferson, Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee counties. Tonight, increasing cloud coverage, and it will be breezy with a low of 2 below zero. but those temperatures will rise after midnight. Wednesday, we'll likely see some light snow and less than 1 inch of accumulation with a high of 22 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brinda. Felony charges have been filed in Milwaukee's Christmas Day double homicide. 19-year-old Quintaris Morris and 18-year-old Jeremiah Taylor each face 2 counts of first-degree reckless homicide for shooting 2 teenagers in a car near 37th and Scott on Milwaukee's southwest side. 15-year-old Ezekiel Rivera died at the scene. 18-year-old Naya Vasquez died in the hospital. Morris has been arrested, but police are still looking for Taylor. You can see his photo on our website, WTMJ.com. The immigration crackdown begins. ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce tells us what's happening.
The new Trump administration says targeted enforcement operations are now underway to crack down on violent, undocumented immigrants.
And we're getting them out of the country. We just started that. We're getting them out of the country, and they're going to be gotten out of the country fast.
The president signing a series of executive orders targeting immigration, declaring an emergency at the southern border, allowing him to deploy the military, moving to shut down asylum admissions, even ordering an end to birthright citizenship, even though it's protected by the 14th Amendment.
With Donald Trump back in office, efforts to arrest and detain violent illegal immigrants are in full swing. Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt tells WTMJ that every county in Wisconsin has some member of a drug cartel gang.
I don't know if everybody realizes this. There are cartel members in our communities right now, and I can prove that because we've arrested them. We have members of the Sonola drug cartel that were arrested right here in Juneau, Wisconsin, and we didn't arrest them once. We arrested them twice.
Sheriff Schmidt says that he is ready to work with federal agencies to arrest violent migrants and to make sure that they are properly charged and detained. Damage assessment continues at Congressman Glenn Grothman's Fond du Lac office after a fire police believe was started on purpose. The suspect has admitted to police that he set the fire in retaliation to the U.S. ban on TikTok over the weekend. Grothman tells NBC 26 the fire was a shock to him.
I can't think of any congressman who's had their office attacked for something like that, much less an attempt at arson.
Formal charges against the man have not yet been filed. Freezing temperatures have caused a lot of damage to Green Bay's water lines. General Manager for the Green Bay Water Utility, Brian Powell, tells WTMJ the company has responded to 5 breaks over the past 2 days.
What kind of happens is the frost starts penetrating into the ground deeper. Some of the older cast iron water mains, they're a little more rigid, so not real flexible. They'll start shifting with the ground and it'll cause them to snap or crack.
He says the utility company is working to replace older cast iron pipes with more flexible PVC pipes to help prevent future breaks. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 8:04.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, asking you to join me in October as my wife and I explore the magical kingdoms of Southeast Asia, from the villages of Vietnam and the temples of Cambodia to the friendly locals of Laos and the beachside resort in stunning, lively Thailand. I hope you'll join us for this unforgettable journey. Ancient and mysterious worlds of rural landscapes, bustling cities, and fascinating history in Vietnam. Explore the Chu Chi tunnels used by the Viet Cong. Experience a street food adventure through Hanoi and cherish the serenity of Hai Long Bay on a beautiful boat ride. Bangkok in Thailand, the beaches in Thailand, history, tradition, food. If you'd like more information on this great trip, send me an email. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. It's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. john.mercure, MERCURE, @WTMJ.com.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Milwaukee Bucks will face off against the New Orleans Pelicans tomorrow night in Louisiana. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. In college basketball is tonight. The number 10 Marquette men's basketball team heads to New Jersey, taking on Seton Hall tonight. Currently, the Golden Eagles are winning against Seton Hall 33-21 at halftime. The 18th ranked Wisconsin men's basketball team are in LA to face the Bruins of UCLA. The game starts at 8:30 tonight. The Badgers are unbeaten in 2025 and have won their last 7 straight games. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Sang Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more. Take a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving time-saver traffic. No major incidents on the road at this time, so you should have a clear and safe drive ahead. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight we're going to see some increasing cloud coverage, and it'll be breezy with a low of 2 degrees below zero. Those temperatures will rise after midnight. Wednesday, we're going to see some light snow, likely. Less than 1 inch of accumulation is predicted with a high of 22 degrees. Thursday will be partly cloudy with a high of 21 degrees. Friday is going to be partly cloudy as well with a high of 22 degrees. Saturday will be mostly cloudy with a chance of some flurries in the mix. A high of 32 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's 1 degree. In Green Bay, it's 2 below zero. In Waukesha, it's 5 below zero. And in Milwaukee, it's 0 degrees. I'm Sean Brenda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
How you doing? It is a bonus hour of What's on Tap tonight, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. I am happy to be here till 9 o'clock because I'd rather be inside having fun with you than walking around outside. Stay safe if you have to go out. The good news is even though it's 1 below right now, we're going to get to about 20 degrees tomorrow. So the worst of the stretch is about to come to an end. But be nice to each other. Help somebody out if you see them out in the cold. And be good to your fuzzy buddies. Don't make them stay out too long to do their business. And we've got fun ahead, more music and movies to talk about. Wisconsin-made movies and where you can see them. Major League, Green and Gold, and the Omro Heist. Major League is a classic. I'll tell you all about how you can see that and relive some of Bob Uecker's best lines as Harry Doyle. Green and Gold, you might have heard us talking about because Craig T. Nelson, that's the movie that he's in where he plays a dairy farmer, and he sang the national anthem recently. Give you details on that. And the Omro Heist. When I mentioned this to a friend of mine, he immediately said, Omro? Like Omro, Wisconsin? Yes. It's a new action-packed movie all about a bank heist in the small town of Omro, and it also stars Tony Award-winning actor from Milwaukee, Anthony Crivello. So I'll get you the details on those movies and how you can see them and enjoy them. And we also have concert announcements to share. I always want to keep you updated, and especially when it's chilly like this, we like to think ahead to spring, maybe the outdoor concert. So one of the outdoor concerts that landed in my inbox today and made me so very happy is Labor Day weekend, that Sunday night. Billy Idol. It's a nice day to tour again. It's what he's calling his North American tour this year, August 31st, that Sunday of Labor Day weekend. Billy Idol at American Family Insurance Amphitheater with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts opening up. That is going to be a night of rock to enjoy. Two legends, Billy Idol and Joan Jett. Circle that date on your summer calendar, August 31st at American Family Insurance Amphitheater. And if you like classic rock, I always try and keep in mind, you never know when it's your last chance to see a legend. And a guitar legend and freshly inducted Rock and Roll Hall of Famer is coming to Milwaukee this spring. Peter Frampton is going to perform at the Riverside Theater on the Let's Do It Again tour. April 15th at the Riverside Theater. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer and Grammy Award-winning guitarist Peter Frampton. Now, this surprised me because you may have heard that he has a degenerative disease called inclusion body myositis, and it was affecting his guitar playing, and he stepped away from touring for a little bit there. But all of the shows that he has been performing the past couple years have been impressive, and fans have said, all right, I want to see Peter Frampton. So if you've never seen Peter Frampton before, and he's got such a long and storied career, and used to play with David Bowie, really created that interesting sound and with his use of the talk box and the guitar. So Peter Frampton, Riverside Theater on Tuesday, April 15th. And those tickets go on sale on Friday. The Billy Idol and Joan Jett tickets also go on sale on Friday. And from concerts to comedy, we love him around here. Jim Gaffigan. He's going to be at the Riverside Theater in April. And they first announced like one show, then two shows. Well, today they announced the 6th show for Jim Gaffigan on April 13th. And this is a sample. In honor of 6 shows, I share with you this clip from Jim Gaffigan.
My parents had 6 kids, but it was easier back then because they didn't care. 6 wasn't even that big. We lived across from a family that had 13 kids. 13. You never even saw the mother. Occasionally there'd be a shadow in a window. She was like Boo Radley. We weren't sure she even existed. Eventually I met the mother of 13, and she was a sweet woman who obviously hadn't slept in 40 years. But she looked like a mom, because moms used to look like moms. Now moms look like yoga teachers.
Jim Gaffigan, 6th show at the Riverside Theater. Several of them are sold out, but there's still tickets available. And the Gaffigan show also goes on sale Friday at 10 a.m. And I don't know that they'll add a 7th. Don't assume that they will. Jim Gaffigan back in Milwaukee. And last but not least, I've been excited to tell you about music and movies tonight. Well, this combines both of them. Announced today, Stop Making Sense, a film by Jonathan Demme and Talking Heads, one of the best concert films ever, not just in my opinion, but critically acclaimed, and used to be an annual tradition at Milwaukee Film. And you can hear a little Talking Heads, but it used to be an annual tradition at the Milwaukee Film Festival to screen Stop Making Sense and Dance in the Aisles. Well, this is cool because it's a live event hosted by Jerry Harrison of the band, Milwaukee born and a graduate not only of Shorewood High School, but also of Harvard. So Jerry Harrison will be at this Stop Making Sense showing Sunday, April 27th at the Pabst Theater. He's going to introduce the film, watch the film, and then after the screening, have some comments, some insights, and do an audience Q&A. So Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense, a film by Jonathan Demme and Talking Heads. That is April 27th at the Pabst Theater. Those tickets also go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. So combine your music and your movies with yet another legend, Jerry Harrison, who's from right here in Wisconsin. And my report, we're talking about those concert announcements. How about those Wisconsin-made movies and where to see them? Major League, Green and Gold, and the Amro Heist. Details next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
I think that the risk here is we have certainly created this environment where the president is more like a dictator than a duly elected representative of the people. I think that's my fear, regardless if it's Trump or anyone else doing it. I'm not a fan of what Biden did either. I think that was disgraceful at the end.
On the Political Power Hour.
This dictator stuff is evident in the executive order he did on TikTok.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
This message is sponsored by WisCaregiver.com. People across Wisconsin are enjoying the rewards, stability, and flexibility of a career in healthcare. Why not you? WisCaregiver.com gets you started. Choose between two great options. Become a CDCP, Certified Direct Care Professional, or a CNA, Certified Nurse Aide. Training is free, plus earn a $500 bonus. It's easy to start your new career. Learn more at WisCaregiver.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside.
Oh, you can see that on the big screen because now, in light of almost a week without Bob Uecker, and people wanting to relive the greatness of Bob, you could see Major League on the big screen, a Wisconsin-made movie. I'm telling you, you probably know somebody who was at County Stadium when they filmed Major League that hot summer. And I'm excited to tell you that there are two places that are screening Major League. The first is the Avalon Theater on Thursday night. You can watch it under the stars in Bayview at the Avalon Theater. And then Marcus Theaters are showing Major League from Friday all the way through January 30th at Marcus Cinemas all around Wisconsin, whether you're in Ashwaubenon, Delafield, Appleton, Waukesha, Oshkosh, Sun Prairie, Madison, Sturtevant, New Berlin, Sheboygan, Oak Creek, wherever you are, you can get your eyes full of Wild Thing and have a great time reliving Major League and those epic lines. And I really think it's a fun movie that holds up as a comedy. And it's been sad to remember Bob Uecker, but also fun to revisit just how much he made us laugh. So keep in mind, you can see Major League Thursday night at the Avalon in Bayview and Friday through Thursday, the 30th? Keep having to pull up the calendar. Yeah, next Thursday. You have several opportunities to get a bucket of popcorn and watch Major League and see that time capsule of Milwaukee in the 80s as the background setting for the movie Major League. And another film to tell you about is called The Amro Heist. And I just got to see a preview last night with the cast. And it's because I happen to know one of the actors in the film. And it was, it was a very fun evening, and it's another movie that's going to make Wisconsin proud. It's called The Amro Heist. It's a bank robbery that goes wrong in a small Wisconsin town of Amro, and the harrowing experience of the locals having to stand up against the people who are trying to rob the bank. And, you hear the word indie movie and you think, okay, well, it's going to be kind of gritty. No, this is a feature film and it's already won awards at some film festivals. It's going to do the film festival circuit. So I saw a preview last night at the Avalon with the cast. Tony Award winner Anthony Crivello, who's from Milwaukee and a Marquette University grad. He plays the Amro sheriff. And his son comes back, and his son is an FBI agent, and there's a romantic subplot in there, and it's extremely well acted. And one of the producers who lives in Amro also plays the mayor. It's really enjoyable. It's a great action film, and I get a little squeamish but the suspense and the action is really good. So look for The Amro Heist, and you can see it on Monday and Tuesday next week, and Monday and Tuesday the following week at the Avalon Theater and the Rosebud Cinema. So local, supporting local, and I think the plans are to release this film in the summertime, either in theaters and or streaming. So The Amro Heist is one to put on your list at the Avalon and the Rosebud next week and the following week on Monday and Tuesday. And last but certainly not least, a story you've heard here because Jessica Ty uncovered the filming by accident last summer in Door County, Green and Gold. And this is the movie that's starring Craig T. Nelson as a dairy farmer who bets the farm on the Packers so he can save the farm. So very Wisconsin-focused storyline. And tomorrow, Wednesday, is the VIP premiere event for Green and Gold at the Majestic Cinema of Brookfield. So if you've been hearing about it and you want to be one of the first to see it, this is the way to go, because you'll get to be at a VIP reception with a farm-to-table tailgate party, 2 drink tickets, a meet and greet with the cast members, the filmmakers, and from the 93 Packers, legend Frank Winters. And Greg Marcus will be there to do a Q&A with the cast and the filmmakers, and you'll be one of the very first to see Green and Gold. The event starts tomorrow at 5, and the screening is at 7. And really, for a VIP premiere event, tickets are just $50. So get in on that. That is at the Marcus Theaters tomorrow to be one of the first to see Green and Gold. Now, the movie itself comes out on January 31st, and it is, again, going to have nationwide release. And I got to see a preview of it. And next, I will share with you my report from the preview party at Lambeau Field that I shared with Wisconsin's Midday News. That's next, getting Green and Gold on What's on Tap.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
We know what you're thinking, and all we can tell you is to drive careful.
Yep, Wisconsin roads are no joke this time of year, especially when you're driving on old, worn-out tires.
Schedule yourself a tire appointment with Richlands. We carry all sorts of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, Continental, and General, to name a few.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free tire mounting, free lifetime tire rotation, free flat tire repairs, and free alignment inspections.
Not to mention free wheel corrosion cleaning, lifetime warranty spin balance, and prorated tire protection.
Let's just say if you're driving around town, especially this time of year on old, worn-out tires, you're due for tire service.
Courtney's right. And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires, because cold, wet, icy roads are no joke. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, and you're due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
When your pipes burst, water heater's leaking, drains backing up, or whatever your plumbing problem is, the reliable plumbers at Quality are on hand 24/7 to fix your plumbing problem with fully stocked vehicles and lightning-fast response times. This is Anthony Zanevsky. Call Quality first and get the signature service you deserve to fix your plumbing problem ASAP.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. I don't have to tell you that a lot of dust and other junk collects in your ductwork. And it doesn't just sit there. It's blowing around in your home. And that jeopardizes your home health. The commercial industrial duct cleaning system we use at Quality darn near sucked the shirt right off our tech the first time he used it. Believe me, not everybody has this powerful of a system. It's unlike any other. At Quality, you get the best duct cleaning, period. So call Quality first for your duct cleaning needs.
For the signature service you deserve.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
And we are getting you the dish on the new movie Green and Gold.
Did you see it? Actor Craig T. Nelson singing the national anthem at the Packers-Bears game. It was quite the spectacle. And I'll tell you what, it was kind of interesting. If you've been paying attention to Wisconsin's Midday News here, you knew that actor Craig T. Nelson was going to be singing because he stars in the new Green and Gold film set to hit theaters nationwide on January 31st. But there were definitely people in the crowd who were like, wait, as soon as they interviewed him, my mom and I went to the game yesterday, or as soon as they announced him, they said, actor Craig T. Nelson singing the national anthem. And there were people behind me that said, actor Craig T. Nelson? What? They thought it was really cool.
80 years old. He's on the field at Lambeau. It's like 14 degrees outside, and there he is belting the national anthem out. Well, you mentioned the Green and Gold movie, Jessica. They had a whole behind-the-scenes sort of, I don't know if you want to call it a launch party or a kickoff party, but the director of the movie was there, Craig T. Nelson, of course, in Green Bay. And if there is a green carpet, red carpet, or blue carpet to be rolled out, Sandy Maxx is going to be there. And she was. You got to be behind the scenes. You get a little FaceTime and hang time with Craig T. Nelson yesterday.
Kickoff event, I think, is a perfect way to phrase it, with the punny football action.
Sure.
And it was a preview, but it wasn't a movie preview per se. But it was an exciting launch party for this film that we're all looking forward to. And you mentioned different colored carpets. It was a blue carpet party, but there was red carpet interviews for the Green and Gold movie. So they had a lot going on. But the blue carpet, that Culver's color blue. Royal blue, kind of navy blue, because Culver's has partnered to make Green and Gold happen because the storyline is about a dairy farmer played by Craig T. Nelson, known as Buck, who bets the farm on the Green Bay Packers in the early 90s to keep the farm. So there's a big agricultural storyline here and representing the Midwest, the heartland, the Wisconsin lifestyle that is very, very real. So it was very fun to see this movie celebrated in that way. And just hearing Craig T. Nelson sing that booming voice, I put my hand on my heart, like it just gets your respect, it gets your attention. So it was very fun to also see Craig T. Nelson walking the red carpet. And as soon as I walk in, though, because the atrium, anytime you have an excuse to hang out in the atrium at Lambeau Field, it's way cool.
Cool experience.
And you see the huge digital clock that counts down to the draft.
Oh,
On Friday night, it was 110 days, hours, and seconds. So they are preparing, let me tell you. And when I got a chance to talk to Mark Murphy, he told me just how much they are preparing for the draft. They had a meeting last week. 160 people were in that meeting alone, preparing for April. So it's a lot of action going on behind the scenes with the draft. But I asked Mark Murphy, I was like, hey, what impressed you about meeting Craig T. Nelson now that you're in the movies?
Well, number one, I can't believe how tall he is, but he's going to sing the national anthem. So you're pretty talented when you can sing the national anthem and be an award-winning actor.
Have you heard him practicing?
No, I have not, no. Yeah. I'm sure our fans, however he sounds, they'll love it.
Everybody knows that's an intimidating task.
It is. Well, and I loved the story that director Anders Lindwall told us here in Wisconsin's Midday News, that he kind of gave us the scoop that this was their idea. I mean, the director and his brother, who's the producer on this, they pitched this idea for Nelson to sing the national anthem. And then the Packers were like, can he sing? And they made Nelson send an audition tape, which was so great. But if you know him, whether it's from his old days with Coach or something more recent like Young Sheldon, I think you recognize that voice. Something else people noticed on the field on Sunday was that he was dressed in the farmer gear like Buck, his character in the movie. And I was curious, as you were mentioning, Sandy, from Friday night, he talked about Culver's in the blue carpet. Culver's has this big Thank You Farmers project. Were there farmers out there, and how did that all play a role?
There certainly were. You saw young people in their FFA, Future Farmers of America jackets, and there were several, and I mean several, dairy farmer families who were there who either were filming there or have relationships with Culver's. And as I left the event, 4 people said, would you mind taking a picture of us on the blue carpet, next to the Green and Gold movie poster? And I said, sure, absolutely. And, what's your name? And they're like, we're the Mathis family. When you see Culver's, when you see the picture of the farm, that's our farm.
Oh, wow.
There's such a pride in being part of this. So, yes, this Thank You Farmers is a real deal. And there was a presentation after the red carpet walking. And Anders Lindwall, who you've interviewed twice now, and I got to share some of that interview on What's on Tap. Anders talked about how important it was when he introduced Craig T. Nelson and Craig Culver, who he said, my family just calls them the Vers. That's how well they know the Culvers. But that this Thank You Farmers program that they've done for 15 years is so very important because this is about the community. And this movie, Green and Gold, is to celebrate the farming community. And in particular, the word stewardship came up many times. And walking that walk and the values of hard work and community and working together despite your differences and how important that is now more than ever. So it really was an impactful, very fun event, though. There's even a blue pickup truck parked in the atrium that you see used in the movie. Yeah. I mean, you talk about pitching Craig T. Nelson to do the national anthem. Craig T. Nelson told me on the red carpet that he went to a recording studio to record his audition. Like it was a real deal. And Craig T. Nelson was their first choice for this role.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they wanted him.
And didn't think that they would get it. And how did he feel about filming here in Wisconsin?
It's like coming home, really. I mean, my great-grandparents lived in Etterick, Wisconsin, so in the west. So that's where they settled. And one of my best friends is from Eau Claire, and then one of my other best friends is from Baraboo.
Always a connection. Everybody's got a connection to Wisconsin. Crazy. Of course, Baraboo. Why not?
But so it's not like hiring this New York actor to assimilate and get in and get dirty and birth cows and milk cows. He really has a connection to our state and a real pride in the farming business.
So during the event on Friday, I know we're running out of time here, but I think this is important. You got a chance to see a good, I think it was 25 minutes of the film. What is your review? How does this film feel?
I'm excited. We keep calling it an indie film, and it is, but it's a major production when you see because the Packers are partnering with this film as well, it's actual NFL footage. Yeah. So when they're talking about, these plays, you see Favre, all this is going to be on the big screen, which is going to add to the emotion and the excitement and big major league feel of this film. And the chemistry of the actors is wonderful. There's a woman named Annabelle Armour, who is an actress who plays Buck's wife. She's great, and she actually played at Next Act Theater earlier this spring in The Treasurer. So there are a lot of connections, but I think you hear, we're going to bet the farm, and it sounds like a jokey kind of premise. It leads you into why someone would bet the farm on the early 90s Packers, who were not a proven commodity at that time. True. So I think it's going to be very heartwarming. It seems very compassionate. It seems like a lot of drama. And then there's a whole other storyline about the granddaughter who's a musician, and she goes to Milwaukee and performs, and she's kind of up and coming. So there's a lot to like about this. And there's also romance in the movie for the young people and for the older people. I think it's going to be a very rich film. That's my report on Wisconsin's Midday News with Jessica Ty and Greg Matzik. And again, Jessica is the person who discovered this story here at WTMJ. She was in Door County and came across the filming. So it's been fun to follow along. It will open in theaters on January 31st. You can see a VIP screening tomorrow in Brookfield at the Marcus Theaters. But next, you're going to hear from Green and Gold cast members Charlie Behrens and Craig T. Nelson. Stay with me on What's on Tap.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's, near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, asking you to join me in October as my wife and I explore the magical kingdoms of Southeast Asia, from the villages of Vietnam and the temples of Cambodia to the friendly locals of Laos and the beachside resort in stunning, lively Thailand. I hope you'll join us for this unforgettable journey. Ancient and mysterious worlds of rural landscapes, bustling cities, and fascinating history in Vietnam. Explore the Chu Chi tunnels used by the Viet Cong. Experience a street food adventure through Hanoi and cherish the serenity of Hai Long Bay on a beautiful boat ride. Bangkok in Thailand, the beaches in Thailand, history, tradition, food. If you'd like more information on this great trip, send me an email. john.mercure@wtmj.com. john.mercure@wtmj.com. It's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. john.mercure, MERCURE, @wtmj.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
For my Grandpa Buck, farming wasn't a job or even a way of life. It was a sacred act. And from what he could tell, most of the problems for man stemmed from the fact that he no longer had his hands in the dirt. Or cheered for the Green Bay Packers. For him, it wasn't the frozen tundra. It was the Garden of Eden, where he was Adam and, with a rotating group of optimistic young farmhands, got to name the cows. Max McGee, Bart Starr, Jerry Kramer, Willie Davis, all after the '67 championship team.
They call it Titletown for a reason.
And the pigs. One was named Ditka, for obvious reasons.
You just heard an example, just a clip of Green and Gold, the movie that will be coming out January 31st. It is going to be released nationwide, Wisconsin-made, purposefully Wisconsin-made, shot mostly around Door County, but the story is about a dairy farmer named Buck, played by actor Craig T. Nelson, who winds up betting the family farm on the Green Bay Packers in the early 90s as a way to save the farm. So I went to a big Green and Gold kickoff party on Friday in the atrium at Lambeau Field, where Craig T. Nelson was there, the director Anders Lindwall was there, Green Bay Packers president Mark Murphy was there. I got to bump into Pam Yonke, who you hear here at 5 in the morning with her Midwest Farm Report. She is so much fun, and she knew almost every single farmer that was there in attendance, because this Green and Gold movie really is, like I said, filmed in Wisconsin, but it's about dairy farming, and it is embraced and it really represents the dairy farming lifestyle realistically. And it was fun to get to know how they got into their roles and why this is so meaningful, because I think it sounds kind of funny, like, you bet the farm. The 25-minute preview that we saw that night shows you that it wasn't an easy decision to make. Let's put it that way. Like, you'd have to be hard pressed to have bet your entire farm on the early 90s Packers. But there are some really heartwarming moments, and I think there are going to be some really fun moments in this film. So I was very, very delighted. I will share with you more of what I saw on the screen and why I think you should get your friends together to go see it on January 31st when it comes out. But that event Friday was fun. You really did. There was a blue carpet because Culver's is really involved because of their Thank You Farmers initiative. They have helped support the production of this film, and so have the Green Bay Packers. So you got a pretty good support staff there between Culver's and the Packers. And it was a blue carpet party, but there was a red carpet to interview the cast and crew, and then there was a nice big party in the atrium. And you know that's a huge space in Lambeau Field, but they filled it up really well, and they had some set pieces, including the light blue pickup truck that the granddaughter drives, because that's another storyline, is the granddaughter is a musician and she wants to make it as a music artist. So how does that conflict with wanting to leave the farm? And so there's a lot of good drama in it. And Charlie Berens, comedian, plays a radio DJ in the film, and based on the preview that we saw, at the party, it seems like it's a dramatic role for him. But we did get the comedic side of Charlie Berens that night. He did a little stand-up. He did a stand-up set that warmed the crowd up, and for a preview inside the atrium at Lambeau Field Friday night. This is a little bit of what Charlie Berens was entertaining us with last Friday.
How we doing? All right. Real good. Let's get a big round of applause for our farmers here today, by the way. They inspired so much of this film, and we could not eat without them. So huge thanks to them. And also, let's hear it for the Green Bay Packers. Do I have any Packers fans in the audience tonight? Good. Good. Do I have any Bears fans in the audience tonight? Okay, wonderful. No, don't boo him. Don't boo him. We are here to remind him that BetterHelp is here to help. If you are looking to improve your mental well-being, BetterHelp is there, and they got a promo code this year. It's just the tip. That was a tip field goal joke, not an innuendo, all right? Nice to see you guys here. I'm Charlie Berens. I'm in the movie, and it was just a real pleasure. I had a small role in it, but I was so grateful, and it's just nice to be here. And what I love about this film is it combines all the greatest things in Wisconsin. The Green Bay Packers. Sorry, guys, we're in Lambeau Field. We got to do that again. Okay, Vince Lombardi's up there crying, all right? We have the Green Bay Packers in Wisconsin. That's what I'm talking about. We have farming in Wisconsin. And we have family. All right, that was the weakest of all the claps, and we'll take it.
We were just talking about spending time with family at the holidays. Maybe people are worn out, but that is the voice of Charlie Berens. You know him as such a beloved comedian here in Wisconsin, and I think the role that he plays as a radio DJ in the film, at least from what was shown at the kickoff party last Friday in the Lambeau Field atrium, it looks like it's a dramatic role. Like he's going to be part of this meaningful moment of music in the green and gold film instead of doing what we've come to know him for mostly is the comedy. But he's a sharp and talented fella, so it was good to be in Charlie Berens' presence at the big kickoff party last Friday at Lambeau Field in the atrium. And the reason that they had the big kickoff party was a big thank you to the farmers who have been involved in the production and who just literally grow the food that we eat and that industry. And Craig Culver was there talking about how appreciative he is of the farming community and how much respect that he thinks that the farming community should get, and that the theme of stewardship and community was really, really strong and genuine. So it was really an honor to be there. But another reason they want this kickoff party is they were trying to excite all of us to make sure we tell our friends, because this movie is going to be released on January 31st. In the theaters. So, against your other blockbuster movies. And it's a legitimate film. So Green and Gold, January 31st, look it up. And if you want kind of more inspiration and reason to want to back this movie and hope that it does well, Craig T. Nelson, the actor from Coach, who you know, and Young Sheldon, and you've probably seen him in other things, he really took this movie seriously, and he was very flattered to be asked to be part of it. And I think you'll be touched and inspired by what he had to say at the event last Friday. You'll hear from Craig T. Nelson at last Friday's Green and Gold movie kickoff event next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal. To do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Will you stay with me? Will you be my love among the fields of barley?
Green and Gold is a Wisconsin-made movie that is about to be released January 31st, and it is starring Craig T. Nelson, and it's about a dairy farmer named Buck, who Craig T. Nelson plays, who bets his family farm on an early 90s Packers team in order to help the farm survive. Does it work? Ooh, that's where the drama and the suspense comes in. But it's a really, really well-done production. I went to a Green and Gold kickoff movie preview party last Friday at Lambeau Field in the Atrium. They set up this great big event and had a red carpet with some of the cast and the crew, including Craig T. Nelson. And it looks like a really great film, full of drama, full of heart. And when the Packers get involved, because both Culver's and the Packers have helped produce this movie, I wondered, really what does it mean when the Packers back a movie? The great thing is as they're developing the story and they're watching all these Packers games, hoping that they'll make the playoffs and they'll save the farm, you get to see real NFL footage of 90s Packers. So you're seeing Favre in uniform and making the passes, and you're hearing Wayne Larravee's voice. I think that's only going to build the credibility and the emotional punch of the story when people see it in theaters, not just here in Wisconsin, but around the country, which is very cool. And Craig T. Nelson was at this movie preview, and this really is not just another job for him. Think about it. He's 80 years old. He doesn't really have to take every job that is offered to him, but he really spoke very, very warmly on stage when he was asked about how he got into this film and why he took the role. And it was interesting. He even has farming roots. This is Craig T. Nelson from last Friday at Lambeau Field.
My family, great-grandfather Gulbrand Nielsen from Norway, settled in Ettrick, Wisconsin. And they started the family farm there and a Lutheran church. And then they moved to a place called Volga, South Dakota, and the Nelson family farm is still there. It's generational. After a while, you get tired of doing the same old stuff because you want to do stuff that really means something. And I've been blessed in my career to be able to do things that I think for the most part I believed in, I wanted to share with other people. But the most important thing about this movie to me was that it represented a feeling, and it represented a spirit. It represented the heartland. It represented the language that I grew up with, which was value, tradition, and faith. And those are things that for me have almost come full circle. One of my best friends was from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and some of you may recognize the name Clancy Emisland. He was one of the gurus of a 12-step program, of which I am a member and have been for 41 years. And my other best friend, one of them, is from a place called Baraboo, Wisconsin. And I grew up with this feeling of there's an importance to who we are. And there's an importance to what we say. And there's an importance to what we believe. And as I'm getting older and I'm watching some of our traditions and some of our values and some of our stewardship kind of fading away and becoming a memory of which, if it goes long enough, we'll no longer remember, I wanted to be a part of a project that brings courage, it brings faith, and it brings hard work, and it brings love, and it brings compassion, and it brings meaning. Because that's what I want my kids to remember. And that's what I want my great-grandkids to remember, is that their great-grandfather stood for something. So I'm proud to be asked to do, I was proud to be asked to do this film, and I was proud to participate. And because I've been blessed by God in my life and in my family, I wanted to give back something.
So he's not kidding. That is actor Craig T. Nelson, who stars in the Green and Gold movie. He was the first choice by the filmmakers and the production company they work with. They're like, that's cute that you want Craig T. Nelson, but who else do you want? Probably not going to get him. And they're like, no, really. And asked him, and Craig T. Nelson accepted. And you hear he's got farming in his blood. His family has been farmers, and he really wants to make meaningful work. Now, the movie isn't heavy, but it is dramatic, and there are some interesting storylines in it based on the 25 minutes that we saw. And you can see all of the info, the trailer yourself. greenandgoldmovie.com is the official website, and you can even type in your zip code there to see where the nearest theater near you. And you can be the first to see Green and Gold at a VIP event tomorrow night at the Majestic Cinema of Brookfield. You get to get drink tickets and meet and greet with the cast members and filmmakers, and Frank Winters, 93 Packers legend, will be there, and Greg Marcus himself will host a Q&A with the cast and filmmakers, and be the first to see Green and Gold, a movie made right here in Wisconsin. I'm Sandy Maxx. You're listening to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. We'll be back with more next on WTMJ.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Mitchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Whether it's 24/7 emergency service or it's just time to replace your furnace, at Quality we'll be out so fast you won't even notice the heat being off. And if you're buying a high-efficiency furnace from Armstrong or Carrier, you'll qualify for state and federal tax rebates that'll pay for a big chunk of the cost. This is Anthony Zanevsky from Quality, where you'll get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. If you like being prepared like I do, you know the value of a generator. When the power goes out, it's a terrible inconvenience. And that's why Quality installs effortless whole home generators that give you power when everybody else's is out. This is Anthony Zanevsky from Quality, where you'll get the signature service you deserve and whole home generators that make power outage fears subside.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
When you work at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll be helping us help others. There are many that need our help, and we need your help to carry out our mission. St. Vincent de Paul is always looking for part-time team members. You'll get competitive pay, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling. So apply online at svdpmilw.org or stop by Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, or 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
You got to get to Built Right today. Vince Vetrano to tell you about Built Right's extended New Year's mattress sale. Their one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop, easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box